morning, Africa. Welcome to Daybreak Africa from the Voice of America. I'm James Mbote in Washington. Today is Friday, November 2nd, and here are some of the stories we're covering. Cameroon separatist leaders appeared in court yesterday, their first since being abducted in Nigeria a year ago.
That the way in court today doesn't make us feel any good. They should not be in court today. Their being in detention in custody in the first place is illegal.
Cameroon separatist leaders appeared in court yesterday in Yaoundé, their first since being abducted a year ago in Nigeria. Seseku Ayuk Tabe was arrested along with 46 others in Nigeria in October last year and extradited to Cameroon in January this year. He had just declared Cameroon's English-speaking southwest and northwestern regions the independent Ambazonia to protest against years of what the group called marginalization by French Cameroon. The Cameroon government has called the separatist terrorist. Chris Anu, Secretary of State for Communication of the Ambazonia separatist movement, he says Seseku Tabe and others should be released immediately because they should never have been arrested in the first place.
We have not heard anything that took place in court other than that they were in court for the first time since they were abducted in Nigeria and then also illegally transferred to Cameroon. They should not be in court today. They should be free people because you arrest somebody or abduct somebody and hold that person for the period that they have been held without trial, without any accusations. There is something wrong with that. So that they were in court today doesn't make us feel any good. We think they ought to have been out of there by now.
At the same time, shouldn't there be some jubilation on your part because there was concern from you and the other that because you haven't seen your leaders, that maybe the Cameroonian government did something to them. The fact that all of them show up in court, that should bring some relief.
Well, they should not be in court in the first place. That they show up alive in court should not make us excited for any reason because, again, had not committed any crime for which to be killed. So, to have shown up in court alive is the right thing. But the illegal thing is their being in detention in custody in the first place is illegal.
As you know, the Cameroon government said they are all terrorists. You know, if you take up arms against a sovereign nation, that's what they are saying. They took up arms against an independent sovereign nation like Cameroon, so they are considered terrorists.
What are the charges? What are the accusations against them? It is not enough to say they are terrorists. Let the regime of Paul Biya tell us exactly what their crime is before labeling them terrorists. How do you abduct terrorists and hold them for almost 9 months and you don't try them? So we do not believe a word that comes out from the mouth of French Cameroon leaders because they have contempt to the truth.
The lawyer for your leader, Ayuk Tabe, and the 9 others said that the court should dismiss the charges against them. What are the prospects? Do you expect this will happen?
Well, they have no choice but to dismiss the case again because you do not hold somebody incommunicado for close to 9 months and there is no charge against that person. It means that person is not supposed to be there in the first place. So it would not be some concessions to us for them to release them or let them go now. No, they ought not to be there. They ought to be having their liberty, their freedom, like every other person else.
As you know, President Paul Biya just won re-election recently. Could it be, and this is just speculation on my part, that he could release your leaders just to appease other people who supported him from the English-speaking region, hoping that that might get you to drop your agitation against the sovereign Cameroon?
In the first place, Mr. Biya is not the president of Ambazonians. Whether he won elections in French Cameroon or not, he is not our president. He is holding our people in custody illegally. And so whoever he wants to please by maybe releasing them after his inauguration has absolutely nothing to do with our quest for the total freedom of Amazonia, our leaders do not have anything in common with the system in Cameroon that for which he wants to please his collaborators. Absolutely not. Releasing him does not change our appeal, our fight for the freedom of our people in our country.
Chris, thank you very much again. We are always happy to have you on Daybreak Africa.
My pleasure, sir. Thank you.
Chris Anu, Secretary of State for Communication of the Amazonia.